Good morning.
Do I have to put got it?
Got what?
I don't know. It just says got it.
Oh, I don't know. I think I was just letting you know that it was recording.
Oh, okay.
Good morning, guys. God bless you guys. Today is Thursday night for us, Friday morning for you guys.
Good morning, everybody.
So, here we are. Sharon is in Southern California, and I'm right here in the middle of a street. Get it? My
Get
background?
hit by a car.
Huh?
You're gonna get hit by a car in downtown Modesto.
So I just learned how to change the background on this. Kind of weird. So I haven't yawned all day. All of a sudden, I do devotion on a yawn. Everybody probably thinks I'm yawning all the time.
You know. How was your day?
My day was productive. I did a short bike ride in the morning because yesterday I did a crazy ride with Brother Chewy, and that thing nearly killed me. The road from the little liquor store to Tiameres, straight wind for the whole 5 miles.
It hits you hard.
Oh man. So by the time I got back, I told Chewy, I was like, dude, I'm getting burnt out. I'm running out of gas here, and so today I just did a quick 5 miles, and then I came here, I did some work on the computer and some stuff for the Lake Tahoe church, stuff for us. Babe, I made the sign that goes in the front door for Bible study for people to go around back.
You made it already?
I designed it and I sent it to FedEx, and I pick it up tomorrow with the suction cups and everything.
You didn't show it to me?
No, it's real basic because you don't want to put a whole lot on it because you want it to just to tell people to go around the side. Came out good. And then I was working on Sister Lydia's book. Did that also.
Am I gonna like the font?
Yeah, well, it has to just be a bold font. People have to be able to see it when they walk up to the door.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out good. And then did you even hear what I said after that, or were you just dwelling on whether you liking the font or not?
Yeah.
You heard what I said?
Yes.
What I
You were
said?
working on the book.
Yeah. And then I met with brother Alan at my parents', and then we're out there, and then I had dinner there, and then I came back, and here we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How was your day?
It was good. My daughter's walking around a lot more today. She was in pain, but she walked around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just helped her out. Been doing cooking. Just helping her a lot. And I took the dog out for a walk today. He actually walked me. He's strong.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's really, really strong.
Guys, it's not a big dog, but he's a strong dog.
Yeah, he's a little like Boston Terrier type dog, but he's really cute. And while he was out there, somebody was like, "Oh my God, he's so cute!" And I have a girl Boston Terrier, and they want to make him the boyfriend of the girl. But I walked over to Starbucks and I got myself a coffee this morning. It was my first time kind of out.
What'd you get?
Just
the upside down one?
Just a cold brew.
Oh.
No, just a cold brew. I don't really like Starbucks that much anymore.
Who does?
Yeah, I got a cold brew just with cream.
Remember that little cafe I told you about?
Yeah.
Me and neighbor have been going there.
Uh,
Oh, did you see the pictures I sent you? You never said nothing about them.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah. So we went there today again.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I went there, came back, and then I spent some time here with my daughter, and then I went to go have lunch or dinner, an early dinner with American Cholo's wife. I don't like calling him that. I like calling him Gil. I went to go meet with his wife and just, had just some time of fellowship, just some girl time.
Amen.
It
That's
was
good.
nice. Yeah, we spent a few hours just talking and just, fellowshipping. It
Yeah.
was nice. It was much needed time.
Amen.
We went to Burbank and to Saturn in the restaurant for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. I'm glad to see that that you guys are getting along.
Yeah, I really like her. She's a really, really nice person. Just, it's really nice when you can just, just fellowship and just talk and stuff. And then I was gonna go see my abuelita, but it kind of got a little late and I needed to come home and help my daughter with something and get her ready for her doctor appointment early in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I just came home instead and then I'll go maybe I'll see her maybe I'll see her tomorrow or something. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow. Look at my gray hairs, babe. I'm getting gray hairs.
Look at mine.
I'm getting old. You're gonna love me when I have all kinds of gray hairs?
Sure.
Okay, good. You better.
So guys, we're on Zoom because we just had a Zoom meeting. We were hoping to have Spring, Texas in on it, but we were talking with Tony and Michelle in Phoenix House of Rest, and we were talking to Veronica and Alex. Matter of fact, it was their first time formally meeting.
Yeah, I have a picture you want to see. I'll send it to you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And we, like I said, we were hoping to have Anthony and Angel on here, but there'll be more future Zoom calls. And man, just it's exciting. It's exciting. At one point, I remember telling Brother Tony from Phoenix that just remembering back a year and a half when they were wanting to be a part of House of Rest and start something in their home, comparing to hearing them now, there's a change, and that's a good thing because we should always be growing. We should always be growing, and I think that's important that like for instance, a kindergartner is you don't expect a kindergartner to be reading.
Yeah.
You want them to learn their ABCs. But imagine meeting that same child in fifth grade and all they're doing is reciting the ABCs. Then it's an issue. It was, it was, you were proud of them as a kindergartner knowing their ABCs, but in fifth grade you expect something different.
Yeah, they can't just stay there. They got to keep growing.
Yeah. So in the same way, as believers, we should always be rising to maturity in the things of God. And that is very key and that's very important, to grow and then eventually to edify each other, It was awesome because I remember a year and a half ago, they were just like, man, we want to start a work here in our house, don't know what we're doing, and then Sharon and I are just sitting back as they're both sharing to Alex and Veronica, who's about to start a work, just sharing their heart with some of the things, even what Michelle was saying at the end, babe, about them making sure that they are tight as a couple. I'm just like,
I was just blessed to hear the way they were talking.
it was a proud moment.
Yeah.
It was a proud moment, and um,
It's awesome. It's just so awesome to see the growth, to see the fruit. It's almost a surreal moment in a sense, it really is to see where it's gone from just me and you, then from me and you to Tony and Michelle, and then now from me and you to Tony, Michelle, and then we have, Tahoe with us, Vero and Alex, and then now it's me, you, Tony, Michelle, Vero, Alex, and Anthony and Angel. Here you have, you know, 4 different locations where, the Lord is just doing something tremendous and it's just it's crazy because this is something that we talked about within the last few years, you know,
Yeah.
and it's coming into fruition. I'm talking low, guys, because everybody's kind of asleep over here already.
Babe, it's picking up loud, matter of fact.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
great. But it's beautiful because it's coming into fruition. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, because I want to say this and why it's so important, you know, when in the power of the tongue, because whenever we speak something, this is why it's important. What comes forth from our mouth, what we speak and what we bring forth is what manifests. And that's why we always say that speak life, you know, to somebody. You know, it's important to speak life to somebody. Say something positive to somebody. Every day, speak life into your children, speak life into your spouse, speak life into the people that you love, not negatively,
Yeah.
because there's power in the words that we speak, you know, from our mouth, you know, from the tongue. And because what comes forth is what manifests, and it become it's life, you know, we're speaking life. And I always tell people, you know, speak to yourself the same way Jesus would speak to you. You know why? Because if Jesus is in you, then why wouldn't you speak to yourself that way? You know, if Christ is hidden in you, then look at yourself in the mirror and affirm those things to yourself. Speak to yourself, you know, then why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you speak life to yourself? If nobody else is going to speak to you that way, then speak to yourself that way. Because Christ is in you, so speak to yourself. And it's beautiful because I'm sitting here thinking about me and David talking about this stuff over a year ago, a year and a half ago. We would talk about, like, wouldn't that be cool if we had, you know, if the Lord would allow us the opportunity to have a church here or have a church there. If this was to happen here, if this was to happen there, you know, because we would speak it.
Yeah.
We would speak it and we would speak it. And that's what we put it out there, and we put it out there. And those that becomes the desires of our hearts. And the Lord hears that, you know.
Yeah.
So guys, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not sure if this is why you brought that up, because or maybe it's one of the reasons. Was a few months ago, I remember having a talk with Tony in Phoenix, right? Because he was kind of feeling down on himself as far as being a pastor. Like he felt he wasn't up to whatever standard it was to be the leader and pastor. And
Yeah.
remember, babe, I told you I talked to him and I called him and I'm like, Tony, you're the leader. You're a smart man. And I just started speaking life.
Yeah.
You know, so we haven't touched that subject again. This was a few months ago. How long would you say that was? About
Right after,
roughly.
maybe about 6 months ago.
Yeah. And the subject never came up. And then today, as we're on this talking to the new church that's about to start in Tahoe, you know, he basically started sharing with him about that. He
Mm-hmm.
was, you know, I'm the leader here. I know that God had trusted me for the, and I'm just like blown away, right? I'm listening to
Mm-hmm.
this. And so it is true.
He's telling him not to make the same mistakes.
Yeah, he's telling him not to make that same mistake.
Yeah.
And also in the middle of Tony talking, I stopped him. Remember, babe, in this
Mhm.
conversation, I'm like, brother, I'm listening to a pastor. And I don't think he understood what I was saying at first. I don't know if he thought I was joking or what. I said, I'm listening to you talk and I'm listening to a pastor speak.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a scripture that matches what we're saying right now. It's actually in First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 12. Look at this. It says, and we urge you, brethren, to recognize those who labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish them and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake. Be at peace among yourselves.
1 Thessalonians 5 what?
5:12 and 13. You gonna read it in the Amplified?
Mhm.
I mean, Message.
Yes, and it says, David reads it out of the New King James, and I'm going to read it out of the Message. And it says, and now, friends, we ask you to honor those leaders who work so hard for you, who have given the responsibility of urging and guiding you along in your obedience. Overwhelm them with appreciation and love. Get along among yourself, each of you doing your part.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, and we have to learn, and I think there's room for all of us to learn,
Yeah.
is to speak life into one another. Yeah, maybe they do that one thing wrong, but what did they do right?
I think another big responsibility of that as well is accepting your mistakes as well, and
Yeah.
being able to learn from your mistakes as well.
Yeah, or even your weaknesses, not maybe not mistakes, but weaknesses. Like, I don't have to be the know-it-all. I'm gonna learn from you. I'm gonna learn from Eli. I'm gonna learn from Tony. I'm gonna learn from, you know what I mean? So I think we shouldn't have the pressure to feel like to be a know-it-all. I mean, we are the reason Jesus calls us parts of his body is so we can work together. One is the eye, one is the hand, one is the heart, one is the ear, and neither of them can function alone. They have to function together. And I think that's the whole purpose of why the Lord says we're his body,
You
is so
know,
we can learn to walk together.
the other day, I was able to, I had the honor of having a lot of the women together from house arrest, from the house arrest church in Modesto. And it was important for me to get to meet with them the Saturday right before I left. And I wanted to share my heart. And but the Lord had other plans, which was good, because I had a chance for me to hear the hearts of a lot of the women, which I think which was really, really good. And the Lord just prompted me to just sit back and listen. Sometimes we just need to sit back and listen. And while some of them really, really, truly shared the reasons why a lot of them possibly held back, the reasons why they didn't do ministry, and some of them why they would always just come and go, and other ones felt that there was that they felt that they were, I guess I took it as they felt like that there was preferences chosen in certain people and everything.
Like favoritism.
Favoritism, there you go. And and I just sat back and listened. And as I was listening, I just thought to myself, in my heart, I was kind of answering each one of them in my heart. And it would have been hard for me to address each and every one of them individually, which I didn't. Instead, I just listened. And the Lord just said, you don't need to explain yourself on each one of these circumstances. And I finally felt like I didn't, because the Lord knows all,
Yeah.
And sometimes, people are going to see their own perspective in things. And I truly believe that a lot of the times we kind of always want to give people explanations and feel that we need to explain ourselves and everything. But the thing is that we don't need to defend ourselves. He's our defender. And he's the one that is the one that will make things right, makes the crooked straight. He's the one that does everything for us. And I just realized as I just sat there, I said, Lord, you know my heart. I no longer need to fight these battles. You've already fought them all for me. And, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm just going to stay focused on you. And I realized that I no longer need to do anything but just stay focused on him, And I just realized that as long as we just stay focused on him, that we'll be okay, you know? And I think that's what we always have to do, is just stay focused on him, and that's all we have to do, is just never lose focus of him.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think actually that kind of matches the devotional I did a few days ago when I was talking about growing pains. How I think I was talking about, because most of you that are watching, most of you should know that I started House of Rest years before Sharon came along. So there was growing pains of being in a basement and then growing from a building, and just kind of the dynamics that change within the congregation, and some people wanted it to stay in the basement. They
Yeah.
didn't want growth. They didn't, um, and for whatever reason, here's the thing though, is that maybe because of the filters of their life and the things they went through, maybe they wanted a small intimate group and a pastor all to themselves, maybe. And who knows, I don't think anybody's right or wrong in that situation, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I get it. I mean, perfect example is, I don't want a mega church. I don't want 2,000 people that I don't even know. I don't want that. And some people might feel like even the 100 people we do have is too much.
Yeah. And here's the thing, but even the 120 seats that we have, it's hard to spend time with even the 120 people that we do have. We can't get to the 120 people that we do have. But I will tell you one thing, that we can't go chasing after the 120 people that we do have. But it takes two people to communicate. It takes a willing heart for a person to want to. It takes a desire. It takes a willing heart for a person to want to learn. It takes a willing heart for a person to want to do something. If a person isn't willing, how can we force a person to want to learn, or force a person to want to spend time with us, or force a person to want to, hey, we're going to go do this. Do you want to come do it? We can't, we can't, we can't know if a person wants to do something. We can only make ourselves, hey, we're here, we're available. If a person wants to be there with us, then we're here. And if, we're only two people. So it's like, it just, it makes it very, very, very hard. All I know is that, we're just two people.
Well, I think a few days ago I was sharing this with you, and I think it pertains to this. When I was in my rap career and doing everything, and I was tired. I was tired. I didn't want to sell dope anymore. And a lot of people don't realize that it had been months before I got busted that I quit selling dope. I was fighting a federal case, and I had just quit. I wanted to quit the music career. I was actually looking for regular employment. A lot of people don't know this, and so what happened was, months had passed where I quit doing. Here's the thing about the music industry, is the music I do today is what's going to feed me 3 months from now, right? So when I quit the whole thing, I still had money flowing from 3 months prior. You know what I mean? But eventually the money started getting low, and it was around Christmas time. And I had a PG&E bill that was, they were going to shut off my electricity, and what finally got me to do the deal that got me busted, number one, it was a friend of mine, and he was giving me a big old sob story about why he couldn't get his kids Christmas, and I knew his kids personally. Um, but another thing that made me do it was because I got this PG&E, it was like a 15-day or 12-day shut off. You know how they send you that thing that they're gonna shut your electricity off X amount of days,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm very, very close to my family. I am very, babe, you know this. I'm close to my parents. I'm close to my brothers, very close. And instead of telling them, it was like a $300 bill. Instead of telling them, I did this drug deal so my electricity won't get shut off. Here's my point, is when one of my brothers found out, after they arrested me and the FBI arrested me, all this and that crazy, 23 to life, all this craziness. I remember my brother on the phone, he says, David, you're in there for a $300 bill? You couldn't ask me? He goes, how am I supposed to know what you're going through unless you open your mouth and tell me? You think I wouldn't have gave you $300, and instead you're going to lose years of your life because you didn't open your mouth. He goes, how am I supposed to know if you're going through something? I thought everything was great. You got CDs and movies everywhere. How would I know that? He goes, you have to talk. You know what I mean? So I think it pertains to it, is that even me, with the brothers I'm close to, my blood brothers, my biological brothers, how was he supposed to know what I was going through unless I shared my heart with him? And I didn't, and I guess in the same way, there's sometimes maybe people in the church that maybe they're going through something. We're not mind readers. I
No,
don't have a crystal ball. You know what I mean? I have no idea, and Sharon has no idea. And you just can't assume that everybody knows, because most likely nobody knows what you're going through.
and then we look so insensitive because people will be like, kind of pastors you got, they can't even reach out to you, and you hear it from other people because you already started talking to somebody saying, yeah, pastors, are playing favoritism, or they're doing this or they're doing that. And
it's far, far from it.
and the gossip's already started and everything. And it's like, and it gets hard, instead of just being able to come to us and be like, hey, what's the story with this, and then we can tell you what's really going on. We'll talk to you, we'll let you know what's going on. A lot of the times it's not even what people think.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think back to the scripture we were talking about, is we do need to speak life. If somebody does something good, let them know. Let them know. Tell them, hey man, I see you. I see what you're doing. I see you, because, and I think I could do better with that. I think we all can, to speak life, and even parenting, they say the same thing. They said, if all you do is yell at them when they're doing bad, but you say nothing when they're doing good, what are you teaching them? That the only way to get your attention is when they're bad. If you're going to yell at them when they're doing bad, then admonish them when they do good. And it's the same. And in actuality, if we're all children of God, we're still childlike, even though we're adults. It feels good to be told, man, you're doing good. It does. It really does. So.
Yeah, I had one of our brothers from our church, message me today a beautiful song and everything, and he said that I had brought him to tears and everything. And it's awesome because I had an opportunity to tell him. I said, "Hey, I'm very proud of how much you've grown in the Lord, Brother Anthony and Sister Rena."
Yeah.
And I said, I'm really proud of how much you've grown in the Lord. You're truly a blessing, Brother Anthony. Continue being that light. May the Lord bless you and your family. And I see the growth, and how much God is just, man, just what the Lord is doing in his life. And in spite of everything that is going on in his household, and in spite of just the obstacles and everything, but he doesn't lose focus.
Yeah.
He doesn't lose focus. He keeps focus, man, his wife got hit with cancer and everything, but you know what? He didn't lose focus, he ain't worried about like, oh, look at the favoritism there. Look at that. No, he's focused. He's focused. He's focused. You know what? And when he sees something, he's focused. He's
Yeah,
growing because he's focused.
I could see him doing a Sunday sermon soon, actually, to
Yeah.
be honest with you.
Yeah, because he's focused. He ain't focused on the stuff that he doesn't need to be focused on. He's focused.
Yeah. Amen. So I think that's good for the devotional, babe. This, since it's a Zoom, it takes a while for it to render because it's not my phone rendering, it's the laptop rendering.
Okay.
But I think it was a good conversation. Plus, it's an excuse for me to be able to see your face. I
Okay.
get to see you,
Yeah.
and but yeah, it was a great meeting we had with everybody. And then I said, hey, let's just do a devotional. Because I was going to do a devotional after the Zoom call anyway. And I'm like, well, might as well have you on it since it's been a while since you've done a devotional with me.
Yeah. Right. Miss you. Love you.
So, well,
So-
we don't have to say bye, babe. I can stop recording, but say
Oh.
bye to them.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All righty. Let's see. Here we go.